dragons. He doesn't like it when I say that, but it bears repeating that this guy is now in a closet because this is all he has to himself now. He got out of the basement. His wife kicked him out of the basement, and he is now just in like a one-bedroom apartment. That's okay, though. He's going to fail forward at some point. He's going to save D&D. This video is called D&D Can't Be Saved Until This One Thing Happens. Do you think it will be getting rid of wokeness? Nah. Let's see. Maybe it'll be something else.
Why D&D will never prosper until this one thing happens.
I love this place!
This guy nailed the cold open. I'm really pulled in. God damn, I'm immersed. This is good. This is a good way to conduct media.
D&D. We know it's probably not doing so well. D&D 2024, 1 D&D, whatever you want to call it. Wizards of the Coast.
They're going with 5.5E, right?
Post Hasbro, they keep having to obfuscate the financial numbers. We pretty much have deduced that it is not selling too well. I know Professor Dungeon Master did a couple videos a little while back kind of breaking down why he thought the sales numbers were no bueno. And back then, Wizards of the Coast kept touting things like, oh, this is our highest selling, launch ever. And then you looked a little bit behind the numbers and found out like, oh, well, it had this stipulation. It was the highest number in the first 2 weeks of October during a full moon. And you're like, okay, when you start seeing stuff like that, you're like, all right, I see what you're doing here. Probably not doing so well.
Of course, we have a guy who is just a capitalist, and he has come to find himself in such a vortex of identity politics that he has, much like the console wars kids, decided that he is against Wizards of the Coast specifically, and then therefore Hasbro, which is fine because fuck corporations, but this guy doesn't have that opinion, right? This is the quartering thing where he'll say the same thing and then he'll buy every Magic set so he can do his shitty unboxing streams or whatever that no one watches. This is an identity that you have taken on to a debilitating degree. Like, if you don't want to play 5th edition D&D, which I do play and have played, you don't have to. I wouldn't say I support Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro, however. By no means do I need to. I have a mastery, in my opinion. I've played fucking thousands of hours of D&D. I have fucking dice on my desk right now. You don't need Wizards of the Coast to play D&D. You can just hang out with your friends. I homebrew everything that my players experience at this point. It's not even close. Like maybe some bare bones ideas of stat blocks or something, but I build everything myself. In fact, I have a builder. I actually had some people in chat help me get this Philandrith's D&D monster maker into a downloadable thing that I can make stat blocks with, which is super handy. You do not have to be supportive of a corporation and like D&D at the same time, or something like it.
It will never go well from here on out until this one thing happens. And that one thing is until it moves from its home in Seattle, Washington. There is...
It's the wokeness. I was right. Because of the radiating wokeness that comes off of the Antifa super soldiers that walk the streets of Seattle, it's just never going to work. That's why. It has nothing to do with bad business practices. These big corporations didn't have anything to do with this small company somehow shitifying. No chance.
Literally no chance of D&D doing good from here on out while it is in the hands of cultural Marxists.
Cultural Marxists. Dude, Jordan Peterson may be a corpse in the ground in Russia somewhere, but by no means is his rhetoric. Okay? It lives on in the minds of divorce guys everywhere.
I've known people that have worked at Wizards of the Coast, and they have had to keep their...
He has made this video 4 times, maybe 5, maybe 8. He is addicted to trying to make this video. We watched that fucking exact clip like a year ago when we watched one of his fucking videos. It's the same thing. Why is he here? He has nothing else to talk about? Diversity in Dragons. Apparently fucking not diverse at all. You don't have diversity of thought whatsoever in your head. Obsessed with Wizards hired a trans person once, and I feel like they're woke.
It's not conducive to the creative process to always be looking over your shoulder and wondering whether your coworker is going to find out that you're a secret Republican, and they're going to stab you in the back.
Why do you feel like everyone's coming for you? Why is your amygdala firing off? Why are you worried that someone is going to come and take your job away, man?
Or slash your tires, which I think happens a lot out there.
This guy must get his tires slashed, I guess, because he feels like Trump supporters get their tires slashed a lot or something. If anything, basically, it's just we watch you go through the humiliation ritual of falling for it again as Donald Trump and his dumb fucking Nazi friends like Stephen Miller, Mark Wayne, fucking Mullins, racist ass, and, idiots like Lindsey Graham, Mike Huckabee, guide us down a cliff into a forever war with Iran at the behest of Israel. And you're just pumped about that. You're watching the terrorists fucking raise all your prices. The gas is going crazy. And you're like, actually, this is really cool. I love this.
You cannot have a game prosper in that environment. It is a tough...
In what environment? Can I please understand what is wrong with this? What are you upset about? This is like a classic fantasy thing. What makes you mad about this picture? I'm mad that my players they all chose one of the different backgrounds and races in the D&D book. I can't believe they would do that to have a diverse... Hey, I wanted them all to be human fighters. The women don't have big tits. Is that it? What do you mean? She could have huge tits. They have to feature the tits. Or I don't know. There's titties right fucking here. The thing he's mad about has titties? This looks like some kind of fey circus or something. Are we not supposed to do this?
Sick stew. And
it must be because they're brown. And this one has... Because they're in the desert and this guy has a mustache, maybe the hat, even this has to be Mexican, I guess. It must be. This is specifically Mexicans. Even though they're orcs, it's not a racist thing for him to constantly try to assert on people. I like the visual storytelling. I'm getting a lot of information. This is a family. Now I'm thinking oh man, wouldn't it be cool to run a campaign where everyone is from the same family and they all have relatives and they're just trying to make it from A to B. And then, other stuff happens along the way and you got a little kid you got to take care of. And this sounds like a fun campaign. And you know what I mean? I don't know. This is cool. This is really inspired art. And for you to be it's woke. Why? Because you feel like you're pressing your racism onto this and think that it's bad. I guess it's bad to depict people that I feel racistly about, even if that's not necessarily what's happening.
You are out there long enough, you will absorb it into your system and it will reflect itself.
Why is this woke? Is it woke because I'm trying to find it? Is it woke because of the implied femininity of the dwarvish blacksmiths? This makes me sick. I can't believe that we would show a bunch of different kinds of dwarves to inspire players reading the book and DMs looking to make things for their players. I can't imagine that we would do something like that. This guy has a tattoo of this guy's fucking beard. Are they gay? Does this guy have a tattoo of this guy's beard? I think he might. I don't know 100%, but that would be fucking cute. That's a cute thing that I didn't think of. The gay dwarf or any just dwarves that could love each other, or just bros. They don't even have to be gay. They can just be battle bros, and they have fucking tattoos of each other's beards. Is so cool. That is so cool, and I'm gonna steal it like a motherfucker. I need to remember this. That's so interesting. What a neat artistic idea. That's the best part about this video is that this art was featured. So much fucking character in this. I get this guy's vibe just by looking at his face. This is great art, dude.
So it has got to move from Seattle, Washington. Well, where should it go?
Florida. I bet it's Florida. Does this guy want a job at D&D?
And I'm not even going to say, well, anywhere is better. No, I'll be very specific. It has to move back to the Midwest. Oh, There's a reason
Wisconsin?
The game prospered and started
in Union Country, where they're definitely not woke. In Wisconsin, they're definitely not woke. In fucking Minnesota, in Michigan, no wokies there.
In the Midwest, that's because this is a special part of the country. It was founded by Western Europeans.
It was founded by Western Europeans. Well, sadly, I personally do not write Western European fiction. Like, I am not interested in, like, Arthurian knights and lords in the traditional sense. I am not interested in telling stories of nobles or of, people with birthrights. It's getting racist as fuck. Dude, he's been just fucking obsessed with, I need European specific content because I'm a white fucking nationalist. Which is, of course, why he keeps his beady little eyes and receding hairline fucking hidden. Because if he put his whole fucking bussy into this, he would be more Hitlerite than the next normal guy. He has to try to hide behind it. This is actually D&D content. Because if he just made the regular content he was thinking about, he'd be fucking Sieg Heiling. This guy's too much of a fucking pussy to have a conversation live, by the way. And I'm not surprised. I would love to fucking have a conversation live about why this motherfucker is a racist piece of shit and he plays bad D&D and I'm a better DM than him. Side note, I'm a better DM by a long shot and it's not close. Demonstrably true. I guarantee you him and I could sit down with two more of his fucking friends and he could run an hour of D&D and I could run an hour in D&D and they would like my shit better. 100%. It'd be better run. It'd be smoother. It'd be more fun. Not a chance that he does better. And this is because he doesn't have the capacity for creativity.
A lot of Norwegians, a lot of Germans in that part of the country who had
a lot of Germans, which I'm sure you fucking love so much. You just love Germans, don't you? Which kind?
Appreciation for history.
Which kind of German are you, man?
History. European history. Well, what is
European history? Yes, a series of illiterate barbarians colonizing people that have gotten it figured out, stealing their goods, and then running away with them because their lands didn't have the resources they wanted. They coveted things from their neighbors, and they, I guess, stole essentially culture from ancients that they thought could lead them to some kind of self-propelled greatness. But instead, they just used it to fucking, assert hierarchy and violence over people.
Sort of default setting for sword and sorcery. Knights.
The default setting for sword and sorcery is Europe?
With swords and that. It's Western European history. What?
Dude, if you want to play a knight with a sword, play fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance. The second one is really good.
Whether you like it or not, those guys understood that, and they loved it. And
so you can love it. Make that game. Go ahead and play that game. I don't care. The book, like D&D 5th edition right now, D&D 5.5, allows for you to play a European fantasy knight thing. There's nothing stopping you whatsoever. By the way, the Forgotten Realms does not follow European fantasy knight tropes all the time. Have you seen a fucking Modron? Like, what are you talking about? The planes, none of this is just Arthurian legend. It borrows from every kind of fiction and folds it in. It takes from Norse, Egyptian, Roman, fucking, Indian, native, fucking, it doesn't matter.
There's long winters in places like Wisconsin, the Rust Belts, the Northeast.
Wisconsin isn't in the Rust Belt. So the Rust Belt is below that. Wisconsin is definitely in the Midwest, but I wouldn't consider it Rust Belt at all. It's like fucking Ohio and everything. The Bible Belt is lower as well. You guys know what the United States looks like, right? You guys do some geography. So anyway, the Rust Belt is over here, and about a 12-hour fucking drive away, you get Wisconsin, which is up northwest of all of that. Minnesota's even further. Okay, these are not similar regions culturally or otherwise. Like, yes, they have some overlap or whatever because the world's little, but like these are different places, And I live in the middle of that, so I would know.
You have a lot of time inside to do gaming. And it's just this sort of fluke that D&D ended up...
Or alcoholism, which is their number one sport.
...on the West Coast. And that had a lot to do, of course, with TSR being in desperate financial straits and being bought out by a West Coast company.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that it would be bad for them to move back, but also they should do it to escape the wokeness. That definitely does not happen in the very union-friendly Midwest.
Well, even back in the late 90s, even though Seattle was progressive, it could still function.
They had fish. No, they don't.
That is no longer the case. You know, we're coming up on 30 years.
Seattle doesn't function. It is not functioning. No one in Seattle is functioning.
In Seattle, and in the last 15 years, it might as well be on a different planet. That's how different the politics have become.
Because they had a pride parade?
Progressive ideals are not conducive to making a good game.
Big disagree. Don't think that Hasbro is on progressive ideals. The problem with Hasbro is that they're on monetary centered ideas, which he would agree with because he's like, well, they're a company. They have to maximize profit. But because he's all about number go up. That's it.
Making a good adventure. I would argue it's probably the opposite.
What do you mean it's probably the opposite? Write me a fucking adventure right now. Tell me what your great adventure is. An evil lich kills your family in the village you grew up in, and you have to go on a quest to defeat him.
You want good Italian food, you're probably going to want to go to New York City.
You know this guy loves the Olive Garden, though.
Find a guy named Luigi.
So that you don't have to worry about the fucking CEO anymore. There you go, that you're bothered about. That's smart.
You want good gumbo? Look up Francois in New Orleans. Good barbecue.
Francois in New Orleans.
Look up Cleat in Dallas, Texas. When you want good gaming, you don't think...
I think you mean fucking Memphis? Tennessee? Please stop. Don't tell me Dallas, Texas has the best barbecue. Get the fuck out of here. It's Memphis.
Think of modern Seattle. So why do we need all these leftist, communist, Marxist...
Leftist, communist, Marxist fucking fairies. Literal fucking fairies with wings from the Feywild with their spells. How could they?
Distractions in our gaming. We don't. Take it back to a part of the country where people are just normal.
With these normal guys in Wisconsin. Nothing abnormal about the guys who invented Dungeons and Dragons. He would have been right there with the Satanic Panic with everybody else if he was this age, when it happened. He would have. He would have just fallen in line with whatever someone told him was woke and bad. Because he's a cuck.
Why not a place like Wisconsin, which has kind of bounced back and forth, between left and right in the last couple elections.
Though the elections are what we decide the people are like. Let's be real, man. Most people who aren't informed at all, when you poll them, they are leftists. Everybody understands that collectivization is the most secure and best way to operate our societies, because if we don't, the out-group will take back what the in-group has taken from them.
Basically just shows you it's probably a lot like the rest of the country. 50-50.
What a fucking delusion, dude. I saw a poll today that Fox News was running to try to cope through it, because it's obviously not going well, and the Democrats, even the liberal Democrats, are going to fucking smash all midterms and continue to do a great job in all the elections because Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans are dog shit. They showed a poll where it was 100% of people who identify as MAGA support Donald Trump. Dog. It's like polling guys who really love crack cocaine while they are on crack cocaine. Hey, man, how do you feel about doing crack? Well, yeah, they like it. Yeah. This guy's so fucking delusional. 50% of all people. Shut up.
Politics is all consuming out in places like Seattle, where you have to be revolutionary. It's not even an option.
You have to be a revolutionary in Seattle or they'll fucking kill you. That's true, actually. That's where I got radicalized. I drove to Seattle, and then Antifa super soldiers fucking kicked the door and it's like, you seen that scene in Sicario where they're in the fucking car and the fucking, the guys are there and they're like, oh, we gotta, they're in the car. It's just like that with Antifa super soldiers. Or it was like the end of, Eddington. I was being hunted and gun to my head, and they were like, it was also like Columbine, where they were like, do you believe in God? Say you don't believe in God. And she's like, yeah, I do. And then they sent her to meet him. It was like that, but instead of killing me, I became militantly woke, and that's why I think people should have health care. Let's see what he's again. In a racist society, it's not enough to be non-racist. We must be anti-racist. I agree with that, by the way. What would be upsetting about this to a person who isn't racist? to be anti-racist is to hear someone else being racist across the room and go, hey, fuck you, buddy. It's the whole thing. Pretty easy.
Like, there's no such thing, as being non-political. You will be political out there. Or
there's definitely no such thing as being non-political, only in the material sense. Like, your mind doesn't have to be occupied by it, but you will make political actions through existence, like, even if they're minor. Because politics is just real-time sociology. Really. I mean, politics is just human interaction in real time and how all of those processes work together. Politics is just stuff happening, conversations, society. Like, you're not going to be able to run away from it, pretending that you can, and also being a hardcore Trump supporter at the same time. I don't want to talk about politics. I wonder fucking why. Epstein-ass supporting freak.
Else. So why not back in a part of the country where you could just focus on the roots of the game? And the roots...
Which is butts, of course. Naked guys getting surrounded by other naked guys. This is what can we go back to this, please? I need more caked up white boys in front of cauldrons filled with ghouls. Or I'm not going to fucking be able to get off. And if I can't get off to my D&D game, why are we playing? Dude, why are all the dudes naked? What the fuck is going on? Shoving his big pole down this throat. It seems to me like you want to regress to your childhood and never experience a new story or something, which is pretty on the nose for conservatism. So I guess go do that. Go crawl into a little ball and don't experience the world because it's big and scary and diverse, and play your Robert E. Howard's 25-cent Buccaneers of Venus one-shot with yourself, I guess.
It's not cat people. It's not...
Okay. It's not cat people. Cat people, first of all, are dope. Being a cat person is cool. Nothing wrong with a cat person. You also do not have to include cat people in your fucking game. It being an option in D&D is not twisting your arm, you fucking crybaby bitch. God, I am tired of grown-ass men weeping and shitting their fucking pants on the internet because somebody else made art that they don't 100% think is dope as hell. Somebody else thinks the cat is dope as hell. Let them. I don't give a fuck. Why would I? Make the fucking character you want to make, you insecure fuck. I've seen this guy actually play D&D, and it's absolutely fucking abysmal.
Tieflings and...
Oh, tieflings, yeah. You know what's fucking lame? Someone who's half devil? That's so fucking lame and not metal at all? Shut up. This is so fucking not cool. Sure, the statistics are that tieflings are the fucking most popular race, but there's no reason for that.
All kinds of other furry substitutes.
How is this a furry substitute? What? You're a little sicko bitch, I think. You're like, oh, everything has to be some sort of deviation. What do they just think it's fucking cool? Hellboy, I guess, is no longer cool. It's a furry thing. Can't do Hellboy. The Balrog? Dude, fucking, are you kidding me? Gandalf? Fucking fighting the Balrog? That's furry as fuck. You think that buff-ass fucking demon, with or without wings, your choice, didn't have a big-ass dong, too? I doubt. I bet it was just as tall as Gandalf the White. Why do you think they called him that?
The reason you look around in every D&D game, there's like maybe one human and a bunch of weirdo furries.
In my last campaign, which is quite communist and woke, we had, I'm counting a half-elf as half-human, right? We had a half-elf. We did have one tiefling, don't get me wrong. And then we had a fish guy. And then we had another, human. We had mostly human players. Sure, they had some other stuff going on, but it's a fantasy campaign, you know what I mean? Get this fantasy out of my fucking fantasy game, dude. I don't want to see any elves or shit.
Because
fishmen are a superior race. Thank you. Fishmen are cool. Everyone should appreciate my fishman. Everyone should appreciate Molus the fishman and understand that he's the coolest character in the book that I'm writing, the book series I'm writing, Everyone bear witness to my sexy fishman Molus. I am writing a book. I'm on chapter 51. It will be done at some point, and it is cool as fuck. Look at him. How fucking cool he is. And that's only just a taste. Yeah, he is cool. Sarah drew that, by the way. It will be a series, yes. It's a fantasy heist series. Get ready.
That's on purpose. It's being made and pushed by people in Seattle. They want
To not show humans?
you to play these weirdo races because
What?
they don't like
In your
the
fantasy
roots of D&D.
The roots, like Dragonlance, where they had a mixed race group? There's a dwarf right fucking there. Isn't that an elf?
That it's Robert E. Howard, Fritz Lieber.
I don't think Conan Universe had non-human races, did it? It had like non-human, like monster-y sort of characters, but Tales of Fafhrd and the Grey Mountain. Sure, if you like this, do it. Does this have no non-human characters in it? It had snake men? Well, yeah, but weren't they monsters, though? Weren't they, like, not considered as human? Am I crazy?
They want it to be as far away from that as possible. And if you don't think this could work,
Conan takes place in the early epochs of the Lovecraftian universe, so I guess technically off-world, or I guess buried on-world, there would be. Yeah, anyway, if you want to play a game with all humans, go for it. I feel like it's a little bit more boring unless... I don't know. I mean, you could talk me into if you pitched a cool D&D game where, okay, here's the thing. Everyone has to be humans, but you can do anything else you want. Ooh, why? You'll find out as we play. That'd be interesting. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason. If it's just that you just can't handle it or something, or you don't have the personal capacity for creativity to accommodate that in your game, then that's a skill issue, and that's what I really think it is. It sounds like this guy wants to have trigger warnings at the beginning of his book that say, hey, look, not everyone in this is going to be white humans. So just trigger warning, you might find other different kinds of people inside this book.
I have a counterpoint.
Okay.
And that's a woman who designed a very successful game, and that's Shadow Dark by Kelsey Dion.
Go play it then. Does it need to have only humans? Is it not compatible to have any other kind of race?
Who is, I believe, from, or maybe still even lives in Wisconsin, heartland of the country.
Okay.
Look, I have no doubt Kelsey is probably politically opposite of me and much of this audience.
Okay. You undercut your own point by saying that you really like this piece of art that a woke person made. One of the main characters in The Grey Mouser has a girlfriend who comes from the species of humanoids that evolved transparent skin so they look like living skeletons. That's not woke, though, because that's like extra nudity, if you think about it. Because I get to see her organs and bones.
But it doesn't really matter. As I've said before, I've met her, and very charming young lady, very talented young lady, and we've actually played and tested Shadow Dark, for the last half year, and it's a good, solid game. The thing about her is...
Am I seeing dwarves and halflings and shit in this?
Not really political, and that's the way it always was.
What's not political about it? How are the fucking mechanics of D&D political?
And that's the way it always should be. If it can work...
What do you mean it always should be? There are politics involved with having a kingdom that used to exist but is now ancient ruins. There are politics involved with that. Like, irrespective on if you want to admit it or not, all games are going to have politics. Two factions of monsters are politics. The laws of nature can be political depending on how you go about it. Like, in D&D, you can talk to the fucking animals. Suddenly it's politics between the wolves and the rabbits or something. You know what I mean? Like, is this campaign literally just combat? No. I watched him play in a live play. We did it live. And we watched him play with his friends, and there was no combat. They spent the entire session clumsily looking around with a 10-foot pole in random holes in the ground of this stupid fucking dungeon that didn't make any sense. And then his character literally just insta-died on one roll. There were no hit points. There was no damage. He just died. He looked in the hole and died. That is his game. And he wasn't role-playing during it. It wasn't funny. Everyone was just kind of bored, and it wasn't anything. It sucks. This is the kind of game he wants to play. I've never experienced anything. The DM didn't describe any like sensory information. There was no verisimilitude. There was no buy-in from the players. It was awful. It was so bad. I, on the other hand, we set the ambiance. We got music. I might have sound effects. We got maps. I got ambient fucking background images to set vibes. I got voices. I got fucking, I have prepped my fucking multiple page thing for what we're gonna do. I've set up character scenes or probable character moments that I can improvise into scenes more like. I got it all. I got my stat blocks. We're not on the same level, and that's just woke. I'm just so woke by thinking, what would drive a character? What would be a good scene here? If we add a diverse thing here, because it would be in the world naturally, I can't. To shoehorn white people into your game is DEI and woke, in my opinion. It's woke. SJW virtue signaling.
There with, one woman just saying, hey, I'm going to sell books to everybody. Not just weirdos with septum rings.
If you say weirdos with septum rings should not buy my stuff, like right now, it's not going to go well either because weirdos with septum rings are the number one people playing the game. Also, septum rings are cool. No problem. No problem with the septum ring piercing whatsoever. They hate septum rings because it means they're an adult. Absolutely. What it signifies is this person right here, too old and too in control of their own self-expression to be manipulated, as often, by some fucking old divorce guy. These septum ring havers are just too uppity for me. They got too many opinions.
A lot of people out in Seattle,
I like piercings and stuff too.
Might stomp their feet and fold their arms and say, well, harumph, I'm going to play Paizo or Pathfinder. That's fine. Play your home, your home game, your home system, but bring D&D back to its roots, to where it can prosper again. We have to plant it.
All those guys are dead, man.
Back in the fertile soil
of his fucking grave.
Of places like Wisconsin. Anywhere in the Midwest would be great.
Just if it's physically in the Midwest, it will be better. Is such a weird fucking argument for a guy who lives in Florida to make. He doesn't even live here, man. No one cares about your boring dungeon crawls. Go do your OSR shit, dude. He's just, I don't know. D&D first edition exists. Go play it. Like, there's no reason for it to stay stagnant or to go back to something that was worse. Like, THAC0 wasn't good. 5.5 plays well. I homebrew the shit out of it. I've been looking into Nimble as a supplementary thing for some homebrew mechanics and some different things. I really love Matt Colville's approach. The MCDM RPG system is very good. I love some of the inspiration things we do. I mean, we have a fully homebrewed home game that, like I said, doesn't rely on basically any D&D property whatsoever because it's just like in our bones now, in my mind. Being in the Midwest gives a +2 to writing? Well, I hope so. I need it.
All people, involved heavily in the creation of D&D, and they are lunatics who they're so mentally ill, they don't know whether they're a man or a woman.
Oh my God. It sounds like they fucking do.
Just let that sink in.
I just don't think you understand what gender is, and you're so trapped in the idea that you have to perform masculinity or you're gay or something that you're like caught in it. It's so weird. Like, if you're a guy, just be one. It doesn't matter who other people are or how they fucking express themselves, you little freak. Like, why would I care? Just be yourself. That's great. You have to be cisgendered to like sword and sorcery. And those are the only things we can do. Sword and sorcery, that's it. I was told when I was a kid that I was a boy, and I will never introspect on that, and I will just obey what I have been told, like a good little boy, which is what I am.
Okay, if that's what you want, that's fine. If you're
apparently not. You're very fucking whiny about it.
Dude, and you support that, I am going to snicker at you.
If you're a dude and you support that, I'm going to snicker at you? Okay. I mean, it wouldn't be weird for you to make little rat noises, so I guess just carry the fuck on then. If you support transphobia, I'm gonna snicker like a little rat in the corner. We know. We fucking know. Do you think that fucking bothers me? I couldn't give a shit less. Are you serious? Watch out, I might make fun of you. Okay, dude, it's really gonna hurt. Sure, this incredibly divorced man is gonna think you're not cool. Oh, fuck. That matters a lot to me.
There hasn't been one good D&D product made, in my opinion, probably since Curse of Strahd.
Curse of Strahd isn't even that good. What's good about Curse of Strahd? I guess the setting of Curse of Strahd is better than the module.
That's early in 5th edition. That was a pretty faithful retelling, and that was still a little...
Fun fact, 1st edition D&D in 1980 had a book called Deities and Demigods that described the head of the Elvish pantheon as gender fluid. Great. That's wonderful.
bit before all the insanity started to ensue with Wizards of the Coast. After that, it's been, Journeys to the Radiant Citadel.
That's recent, right? I don't have it. Is it cool? What's wrong with the Radiant Citadel? Isn't that Sigil?
Candlekeep Mysteries, Strixhaven. All these...
Strixhaven is cool because what they're doing is giving you a setup to do like your own like Magic University game. You know what I mean?
Weirdo, degenerate products that...
How is that degenerate? Going to school? It's degenerate. There was an owl on there. You can't be an owl. A sapient owl? That's just too fucking degenerate for me. I want to fuck that owl so bad. Wait, what? No. I mean, they do. I mean, they fucking want to fuck the owl. Not me. I don't like that I don't get turned on that it eats rats and other stuff and then chews it up and then makes it into a little ball and then throws it up. That doesn't make me fucking tumescent.
But they keep doubling down. So I hope they keep doubling down.
God, I know he wears the hat and the sunglasses to try to hide it, but he is looking old.
Until this brand just costs them...
God, like, just from here to fucking here, you can see how much these stupid fucking opinions have aged him. Good Lord. He's gotten grayer than shit since we started watching him, too.
So much money that they throw
It's
their
tough,
hands up
man.
and say, we're done with it. And then who knows? Maybe we will get someone like an Elon Musk to buy it.
Hopefully, the great hope of Elon Musk to improve something he buys. Ah, yes, a fine skill that Elon Musk has been well known to have. Incredible, dude.
But you can't buy it and keep it out in Seattle. It has to go.
I can't be in Seattle. Gotta go elsewhere.
It has to go back to its roots. It will never, ever prosper until it is moved out of Seattle, Washington, and off the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. Has he ever been to Seattle, Washington? Of course not. It's too scary and woke. I would hate to walk down a street and have vegan options at all times of the day. A coastal city with wokeness, multiculturalism, good food, quality sports teams. The Big Dumper plays there. They call this man the Big Dumper. That's Cal Raleigh right there, and I'm only going to show you his ass because it's large. They call him the Big Dumper because his ass is big. That's true, and he hits baseballs real hard, and he's pretty good at it. But it is because of his big thick ass and his tremendous thighs. So if you are into that, watch baseball in Seattle.
It's got to be brought back to where normal people reside.
Normal people. These are normal. Now that is a couple normal, superiorly white men. Now that's what I'm looking for, is the fucking peak alpha male of the race. I couldn't possibly take art from any other human form. Yuck. Disgusting. I need art dripping in mayo. It needs to be mayonnaise-scented books.
Because even if you wanted to change things out there right now, you couldn't. You would get too much pushback from coworkers, from management. If you told them, hey, we are making a huge mistake by pushing away a large part of our market.
Dude, are you going to cry? Who's the market? You?
They wouldn't care. They really wouldn't care.
Old man watches the world pass him by, People are not making art to center him. He's upset because he has grown up in the entitled boomer-ass age of being centered in all art and all media. That's it. He is used to seeing white men succeed in media and nothing else. You can't do it. If you do something else, then I get upset. This guy should read Wretched of the Earth. I don't think he could. I think he'd get too mad. I don't think he'd be able to finish.
So I say let them stumble. Let them fall flat on their face.
Dude, he doesn't even have the ability to speak with his whole chest anymore. He's so demoralized.
We don't want D&D to forever humiliate itself. We want it to get its act together. Because its name, in a way, is Gary Gygax's name, and Dave Arneson's name, and Rob Kuntz's name.
These guys are really like, I know I was talking shit about white supremacists, but I mean, I feel like maybe they're onto something. Look at this guy's phrenology. That's perfect. Clavicular is out here smashing himself in the face with a hammer, so he looks just like this someday. And I hope he gets there, man.
All these great men, who contributed to its history, they are tied up in that name, and it deserves better than to be
Okay, she looks better than every single one of the people that you just put on there. Are you fucking kidding me? Stop. This healthy, vibrant, creative, professional woman, and he's like just made upset about it. Eat shit.
Spoiled by these lunatics.
Yeah, they're lunatics.
In Seattle.
It's not lunacy to fucking follow some random employee of Wizards of the Coast and throw a phone in their face and attack them because of their fucking identity. No. It's more weird to be like, hey, fuck you for doing that, buddy. She's 100% in the right here.
Washington. I hope every single one of those people loses their job.
Of course you do. Because you know that in this system, as a punitive measure, you need a job to survive, and so you want these people to be eradicated from society so that you personally don't have to deal with it. But luckily, your boomer ass has one foot out the fucking mortal coil, so we don't have to wait long to have freedom from your mindset as more of you die from fucking COVID and lead and just fucking the destabilization of your healthcare system as you cuck out to corporations and have less and less of the things that you even worked for in life. And now you can't even enjoy what supposedly is your best, most favorite hobby. You just fucking hate it. What a sad guy. Raw milk. Oh, dude, yeah, chug raw milk real quick.
I don't care if they're destitute.
I know you don't.
I shouldn't say all of them, but most of them. Because I do know there are some normal people working out there, but there are a lot of people.
All right, time to virtue signal. Even though I hate this guy, I still want him to have access to free health care. Isn't that crazy? I don't want him destitute. I don't think that it's a beneficial thing for America to see this dumb motherfucker turn destitute because he doesn't have the ability to think with his fucking brain, right? I think that even though this guy has severe mental illnesses and lots of insecurities, debilitatingly so, and he shits and pukes every time someone makes anything even remotely woke, I still think he should have the dignity of having housing, education access, food, water, health care. But apparently that makes me super fucking woke. Him wishing literal death on someone who works at Wizards of the Coast because they made an orc that looks too close to a Mexican for his liking. This is mentally ill. I mean, he's actually fucking freaking out.
Who are so left wing that they would not care what happens to me or anybody who even.
I literally just contradicted his dumb fucking ass. Listen to him. He's projecting. They don't care about me. They're not thinking about me. They're not centering me and making content about me. So they must hate me so much, just like I hate them. You're fucking shitting your pants. I bet this guy has a big full fucking diaper.
A little bit supports our president. So
who would support the president? Sorry he hasn't earned that from me? Maybe he should be materially better. Maybe he should just be a better fucking president, a better human being, more intelligent, more pragmatic, more, thoughtful. But instead, he sucks, you dumb fucking loser. I wish people were nicer to the president. Eat shit, you fucking dork. God, these guys are such fucking crybabies. Prove to me he's not a pedophile and we'll consider Well, and then show me him being anything other than a bag of shit, trying to enrich himself and murder fucking children in schools, and we'll consider, hey, maybe he could do a good thing, but he hasn't. What if he just, you know what? Instead of just sucking his dick, how about he gets hard first? How about he earns it? This guy's just fucking, oh, please get hard, Mr. President. How about he does half the work too?
They can kindly go F off, and if they are out and begging for money on the streets of Seattle,
because they're creatives making a game,
I wouldn't care one bit.
Of course,
they are bad people.
He's just fantasizing. They're bad people because they don't fucking play my 80s dungeon crawl.
And until they change, they can go pound salt. So there you go. I'll leave you with that on that.
They can pound salt. The fuck? Eat my shorts, buddy. God, they're so fucking owned. That really grinds my gears, Buster. God, he's so hardcore. Yeah, I know. What a badass. God, what a fucking pussy bitch. This guy is actually just a worm. I wish he had the dignity to come have a conversation about his political disagreements, but he literally does not have the confidence to do that. He is scared of me and wokies like me. I am very threatening to this guy's fucking ego. What a shame, dude. Men used to be men, and instead we have little bitches like this.
You guys take care. Have a great, great rest of your day, and we will talk soon.
Dude, can you imagine if they made one competently brained right-wing man? That would be so sick. Can't happen, though, of course, because that's contradictory. The man says peace while he's like, support the president. I bet this guy would write his name on a bomb meant for Iranian school children. He'd love to.